And on this program, every week, you know that we get to talk about something that is very crucial, very important, and something we should all hold dear to our hearts, and that is the issue of human trafficking. And more than that, we give you practical ways that you can, put in your voice, lend your voice to ensure that you are joining the fight, to ensure that you make a safer, a healthier, and more conducive environment for yourself and for those you love. My name is Deltu Joan, and I will be your host for this program. Now, this program is brought to you by MICAT, that is Media Coalition and Awareness to Halt Human Trafficking. This program is in partnership with NACTIV, with funding and support from the Danish Embassy. And as always, our tradition, we have guests who are well experienced, who have vast knowledge about these matters, to show you or to tell you just how much you need to invest your efforts into this, to make the fight even more fierce, and also to assist the efforts they are putting in to ensure that we have a safer, a saner environment for everyone. So again, you are welcome. If this is your first time, it's such a pleasure to have you join us on the program today. And today our guest is already on the line. We have Isaac Plangnan. She is a staff with MICAT Nigeria. Very good morning to you, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
I believe we've had you on the show before, but not this year. So happy New Year.
Same to you.
I hope this year is treating you well.
Yes, by the grace of God.
All right, thank God. All right, so we have Miss Plangnan to talk about the topic, the intersection of human trafficking and other crimes, the connections between human trafficking and other crimes such as organized crime and terrorism. Now, a lot of people might not have known, but there is some form of connection between these issues, and that is what we will be dissecting and analyzing today on the program. So now, Plangnan, the first question I would like to throw to you is, can you describe the ways in which human trafficking is linked to organized crime groups?
All right. Thank you so much, and good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yes, definitely. Before I answer your question, definitely we know that human trafficking is not something that someone just wake up one day and start doing it. It's something that has been planned. It's something that one or two persons come together and agree. How do we go about this? What do we do? And that is why we know definitely that the human trafficking, we also consider it as an organized crime, because it's not something that is being done by one person. One person cannot just be a trafficker and go and recruit the people and then start all the process alone. There are procedures or processes in which the person follow, and that is why we refer it to as an organized crime.
Yeah.
So, all right, so to answer your question, looking at the link between human trafficking and other organized crime groups. So first of all, we know that human trafficking is financially motivated. That's to say that it is profit driven. The traffickers, of course, they are doing it because of the profit they are getting from that particular act, and same, that's why we are trying to put it side to side with other organized crime groups. So definitely there is financial motivation, and then also there is control and exploitation. That's to say that in trafficking cases there must be, that's why I used to tell people, some people will consider as something like maybe prostitution and other forms of maybe acts as trafficking, but no. In terms of trafficking, there is exploitation. That's to say that the victim is being exploited, and then there is also a control. You understand? The person is not in control of himself or herself. The trafficker is in full charge or in full control the person. And if we look at it, organized crimes, that's how they also operate. And then also we look at the network and infrastructure. Definitely international networks. You know, you discover that most especially I've been in contact with survivors of human trafficking, and then you discover that most of them that follow through the road, you know, or they have the traffickers have networks spread across the roads. You understand? So even before you kind of maybe even on your journey, even if you discover that you are being trafficked, and then maybe you are trying to approach someone maybe for help or something, you discover that they have connections, they have network that are placed in order. That's the same thing with organized crime. And that is why I started saying that human trafficking is not something that happened in a day. It's something that has been planned, has been organized, and then they have set the step by step of what they will do to actually achieve their aim. And then actually we also look at violence and intimidation. That's also linked with organized crime. We discover that the victims are always being violated, and then some of them are being beaten, you know, treated in all ill manners. And then we also have threats of families. So definitely the traffickers will threaten the victims if you don't comply. Some of them will go to the extent that, okay, we know, because of course some of them that pick them from the village, they have connection, they know where their families are, they know where their fathers and mothers are, and then they will tell you, if you don't do it, you know, we'll kill your father, we'll kill your mother, and all that. So with the threats to the families, you know, the trafficked victims have to comply, definitely, some of them. And the also use of technology. We know, of course, that organized crimes use social media, online platforms, and other platforms, and to recruit their victims. And same it is with human trafficking. So these are some of the ways in which human trafficking is linked to other organized crime groups. And also they use front companies, you know, definitely most especially for those who they do online recruitment. They will tell you, okay, we are recruiting people in so company. So definitely they bring in the name of a company just to disguise themselves to, and also to do their illicit activities. So these are some of the ways in which organized crimes are linked to human trafficking. I don't know if I answer your question.
Yes, ma'am. But you just mentioned something very that I just want to point on, and because it's something we see all the time. You said something about them posting job notices around, and it's something we all see most times, that they will say, oh, there's a vacancy here and all of that. So is this a call now? Are you telling us to be more careful now that sometimes these people that's just the tactics?
Yes, definitely. In short, we have one of our survivors whom she was chatting with someone online, and then he posted job vacancy in Dubai, and then she told her they are recruiting and all that. So she felt, okay, it's a great opportunity for her, let her also apply. So it's not every job advertisement we see that are actually true, because most of them are just tactics that the traffickers use and then get their victims.
That's sad. All right. So we are talking about, you know, how human trafficking is linked to organized crimes, and I just have to ask you this question now. From your experience with, you know, cases like this, are there particular examples, specific terrorist organizations that have been linked to human trafficking in the past?
Yes, of course. Maybe just looking at, will I say, cases, or maybe the signs of human trafficking. You understand? So, well, there are international groups, but I will just talk about Nigeria, since we are in Nigeria actually. But also maybe highlight few examples of terrorist organizations that have been linked to human trafficking. For Nigeria, there are many examples, but I will just shorten it. Well, like the transnational organized crime groups, for example, like the Nigerian mafia. I know maybe some of us are aware of that. It is also known as the Black Acts or the Neo-Black movement. It is also a group that has been linked to human trafficking. Particularly, they are in Italy. That's Nigerians, but they are in Italy and other European countries. And then another example of transnational organized crime group is the Confraternity, which is a Nigerian organized crime group that is involved in trafficking, especially in sex trade. Then we have other terrorist organizations. Of course, we know the normal Boko Haram, or let's say the renowned Boko Haram. Let me use that word. So it's a crime group that is engaged in human trafficking. If you look at what they are doing, it's human trafficking. Definitely taking somebody against his wish, putting that person, so that is another example of terrorist organization that involve, most especially, they are on, they deal with the women, children, and all that in the northern eastern Nigeria. Then we have call groups. Of course, we know that if you go to higher institutions, you see where young people, someone just came to study and then he's being forced, you have to join the cult. If you don't join, we will do this, we'll do that, we'll do that. So in any case where there is threat, a kind of threat, a kind of, if you don't do it, we'll do this to you, it's trafficking. Because you are working against the wish of the person. So we also see call groups as
organized trafficking organizations. Yes.
And then other organized crime groups are the Nigerian syndicates, which are organized crime groups that are involved in trafficking, particularly in sex trade in countries like the Italy. You go there, you see Nigerians doing all those kind of things in Spain and then in the Netherlands. These are some of the things. And then the baby factory syndicate, which is is on the rise, most especially in the western part of Nigeria, where you see young ladies being impregnated, forcing them, they keep them in a place, you give birth, they collect the baby and sell it, and all that. So these are some of the examples of organized crime in Nigeria that are linked to human trafficking. And when we talk about international organizations, yes, so we have like the Islamic States, which has been involved in trafficking, particularly in Iraq and Syria. We have other terrorist groups like the Taliban, which has been involved in human trafficking in Afghanistan and Pakistan and all that. So Hamas, which we know currently, was it last year, we know what is going on. They also have traces of being involved in human trafficking. So these are some of the examples of organized groups that are linked to human trafficking.
All right. So it just goes to show that for places that are prone to violence, to some form of attacks or insecurity, they are very prone to human trafficking. That citizens of that locality are very prone to human trafficking, and it makes me sad because we're still trying to build a secured society. So that means we are all still victims till we're able to bridge the gap. Yeah, so I would like to ask you some questions again, but I'll also open the phone lines in case we have someone calling while the program is going on. Maybe they have a question or something they want to weigh in. Hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
All right. So the phone lines, the phone lines to call, I'll just give one phone line so we do not disrupt the call with Plangnan, please. So you have to call just the phone line I'm giving, and that is 090-7353-0044, 090-7353-0044. Again, 090-7353-0044. This is Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. We are the radio experience you can count on. And my name is Diltu Joan. We are right here on I Wish I Knew radio program, brought to you by MICAT in partnership with NATIB and with support by the Danish Embassy. All right, we have a call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, so we didn't have anyone saying anything. I hope the next call, at least you say a question or maybe something you want Ms. Plangnan to address. All right, ma'am. So let's talk about policymakers now. How can they effectively address the intersection of human trafficking and other crimes?
All right. So this is a very, very important question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to effectively address the intersection of human trafficking and other crimes, I feel if the policymakers can adopt these strategies, that's what I feel, definitely it will help.
What strategy?
So I think the first thing, the first strategy I feel they can adopt is maybe is to strengthen the laws and the policies. You understand?
Yeah.
They should enact like a comprehensive anti-human trafficking laws, and then they should ensure that the law covers all forms of trafficking. You know that definitely we feel the only forms of human trafficking we have that we are familiar is just the sex trafficking.
Yeah.
And then we are not considering labor trafficking, which is on the high side. I was interviewing survivors of human trafficking recently from Kano Axis, Katsina Axis, and all that. I was shocked to get like almost 20 youths who have been involved in labor trafficking. And it's not even outside Nigeria.
Yeah,
it's in Nigeria. So in most cases, we only consider the sex trafficking, forgetting about the other forms of trafficking.
Yeah.
So if the policymakers can strengthen the laws and enact a comprehensive anti-human trafficking laws, it's going to help.
All right.
And the law should cover all forms of trafficking. Of course, we know there are different forms. You have the child labor, child trafficking, which is at times I wonder if we are seeing what is happening. You see a child of 10 years, in short, less than 10 years, walking on the streets, hawking one or two things, and I just keep imagining what is happening to our policymakers. Are they not seeing, or do they think it's just normal for children of that age, you know?
To be hawking.
So I think it's something that needs to be addressed.
Well, we've made it look so normal, so people don't even know it's not supposed to be anymore.
Exactly, that's the problem. Most people don't know. People don't know.
All right. So before you go on, man, I would like to recall the numbers again: 09073530044, 09073530044. That is the only number I can pick calls, unfortunately, because calls are coming in on the second line. So I'm emphasizing on the number again. Please go ahead.
All right. So in trying to strengthen the laws and policy, I think the policymakers can harmonize laws to the international standards. You know, a kind of you align your national laws and then see how other international organizations are addressing that particular issue. So and they can also establish clear penalties for traffickers. You know, if I was speaking with some people don't even know what is human trafficking. And things are happening. Human trafficking related cases are happening in their communities. They don't even know.
Sorry, ma. Even people going through human trafficking most times do not know they are going through human trafficking.
Exactly. They don't know. They don't know. Most people don't know. So if the policymakers can establish clear penalties for the traffickers, a kind of, they should impose severe a kind of a penalty that you as an individual, if you realize that this is what will happen to me if I involve myself in this, you know, it will help, including maybe imprisonment and all that. So, and another way a strategy that the policymakers can adopt is to enhance coordination and collaboration. They can establish interagency task force to foster collaboration within the law enforcement agencies that are saddled with responsibility to address human trafficking. They can also create national anti-human trafficking coordinators. That's why I told you this is what I feel. If actually our policymakers can put in place, it will go a long way. And then also they can foster international cooperation, collaborate with foreign governments to share intelligence, best practices, and resources. So they can also work in such a way that it will improve the victim support and protection. Because based on my experience, I discovered that most of the victims, after being rescued, they have nowhere to go. And then in most cases, like some of the cases we have handled before, you see that it is even a family friend that is involved in the trafficking process. So when the person is being rescued, so for the person to even have a good shelter, good counseling, medical care.
Okay, network is taking her off. We just have a few more minutes to go, but we're still here talking about human trafficking. And
yes, are you with me?
Yes, we have you back now. Please go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
All right. So,
not the network again.
Hello, are you with me?
We can hear you. Please go ahead.
So we have to also ensure victim-centered approaches that to prioritize the victim's needs and safety in all aspects of anti-human trafficking efforts, because in most cases when the victim is being rescued, some of them even prefer to even go back, because when they come back,
they are being stigmatized and treated wrongly or poorly. Oh, the network seems to be breaking. Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we are here.
So we can also address the root cause of vulnerability, and we cannot shy away from the fact that let's say 70 to 80% of trafficking cases are as a result of poverty.
Oh yes.
You know, then, some of them are as a result of illiteracy or ignorance. So there is need to promote education and awareness, which is one of the key thing that NICAP is doing, trying to create awareness even to the grassroots to ensure that people are aware, because you see that most of the times people don't even know how to identify a trafficker. So somebody will just come, I need 10 girls, and then you see people giving. Just last week we were in a school and someone was telling us that they came to a village in Lantan, that's Plateau State, just gave the parents 1,000, and then they pick about 15 to 20 girls. Until today they don't know their whereabouts, they don't even know what they are doing, what they are going there to do. So you see that in most cases there is no awareness. People are not educated on this, and then you see that many people are actually vulnerable to this particular Then we can also leverage on.
Ma, we have a call coming in, so let's see if it's something. Yes. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How's work?
Fine, thank you. Please, who are we on, sir?
Okay, Martin.
Okay, Martins.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Okay. All those things that is happening in Nigeria, our leaders, they are seeing all those things. They are not capable to do anything. Look at what is happening. They are seeing all those things. All those things is not happening in Nigeria before. Those days. For these people now, they are not capable to do anything. They are not even after any poor people or any other. They are just face what they are going to get in government. That's what I want to say.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Martins.
All
right. I believe Mr. Martins is talking in line with policy. Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, so please, I think, yes, we know definitely that our leaders are not doing as expected, but we cannot shy away from the fact that they are doing their best, but not their best is not enough.
Yeah.
But you as a person
also have a responsibility.
That is why you also have a responsibility.
Oh, yes.
You as a person, and that is why we are taking this program seriously, so that you, wherever you are, if you see something like that, you should be able to report to the authorized authority.
Yes.
So we don't expect the government to do everything for us. It's not possible.
Well,
so
yes,
it's our only thing, whatever we can do to reduce it.
Yeah.
Because the truth of the matter is, we will not shy away from the fact that we cannot completely stop it.
No, we can make efforts.
But yes, we can make our efforts to minimize. You understand? But we hope to actually eradicate it completely, which we know it's going to take long.
Yeah.
But what can we do? You as an individual, just to, so I think that's very, very key.
So I'm realizing that we're running out of time, ma'am, and we will just, if you can, maybe you can share some helplines that when people have cases, they can, in case they want to do something, they're trying to take responsibility, how can they reach out to MICAT to support what you do?
All right, they can reach out to our phone number. We have a telephone number which is 247. You can call us at any time. Hello?
Yes, we're here. Please go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, ma'am.
Oh, you see, I lost the connection.
Oh, the network.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you clearly.
All right, so they can reach out to MICAT on 091 33 59 16 11. Can I take it again?
Yes, please.
091 33 59 16 11.
All right, ma'am.
And also they can reach out to NAPTIP through their shortcut, which is 627. It's a 247 helpline that can be reached even with recharge card. It's toll free.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right. So, ma'am, in closing, we're out of time.
What I wanted.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
So I was just asking if you can just leave us with a closing word, and then we have to go. We've already gone into another time.
All right. So thank you so much for this time, and I really want to appreciate what you are doing, Eagles FM, for airing this program. So the last words I will leave with us is that definitely human trafficking is on an increase on daily basis. It's an organized crime. It's not something that the people just wake up in a day and started it. It's something they sat down to plan the strategies, they came up with a standard, let's do this, and then it is working for them. So we who are trying to fight them, we must also be organized. If they are one step and we want to fight them, we have to be 2 steps ahead of them in order to fight this. Definitely. So I am calling on all of us. It's everybody's responsibility, actually.
Yes, ma'am.
But particularly on agencies, law enforcement agencies who are saddled with responsibility to fight this, please.
All right, ma'am. All right, thank you so much, Planman Isaac. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time. Thank you so much for everything you've been able to reach out. And somehow the time flew so fast today.
Honestly.
Oh yes, it did. But thank you, and I wish you the best of your day.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for everyone.
All right, bye, ma'am.
All right.
And to you, our listener out there, if you're listening, this is still Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, and it was such an awesome time. We didn't even realize time had gone so much. We've been talking to Plagnan Isaac, and she has been dishing out some really important things as it concerns human trafficking and organized crimes, which I feel is important to us right now. And time is gone, but she has given us numbers to reach out to in case there's anything you want us to touch on or you want us to connect you to Mikat. You can call the number she has called out, or you can send a message directly to Eagles FM and we'll ensure we get the message across to them. You can do that on 0909705